Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here. And guess what? This is going to be our first Viewer's Choice video. So I've been asking you guys to put some stocks in the comments of the videos that I've done, and if I could make stories behind them, I would do a video. So I've got a few stocks that you guys out there for supporting the channel have given me to take a look at, and we're going to take a look at them. If you want to see if your stock made the list, you sit right there. Hey everybody, Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Love being here, love bringing these videos to your attention. Folks, this is all about you today. These are stocks that you wanted me to take a look at, and we're going to do that today. First off, if you're brand new to the channel, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button, help us to grow our channel. If you like the content, don't be shy, don't be scared, hit that like button, let me know that it was worth your time being here. So today, again, a viewer's choice video. This is something that I've been asking for in the comments of the videos that I do. Put a stock that you want me to take a look at. And if I can make a story out of them, I will do this video. And maybe, depending on how many stocks I continue to get in the comments, I can do more of these, maybe once a week. And these are stocks that you like, and actually you bring into the attention of other people who may not know about these stocks. All right, here's my stories. So I've got a few different stocks up here. I'm going to start off with Eversense. And Eversense, or actually Senseonics, I did not get the person's name, and I apologize for that. But Senseonics was something that came up, and I wrote it down really quickly, but I didn't get the person's name. So if it was you, put it in the comments and say, it was me that wanted this. Now, this is a stock that I've talked about several times in the past, and what was going on is the company, which looks at implantable device for tracking diabetes, all right, to track the, what's going on with your sugars. I happen to be a diabetic as well, so I had a personal effect with this, but it was something that I was looking at, and I've put out several different videos. Well, now there's more news on it. European regulators okay the Eversense Now remote monitoring app. What does that mean? So if you go down a little bit, it's a tool for Eversense users can enjoy the added peace of mind that comes with knowing friends and family can remotely view real-time glucose data, see the trends graph, and receive real-time glucose alerts from anywhere. I think that that's important because people in your inner circle can keep an eye on you to make sure that you're okay. Diabetes takes the lives of a lot of people on a yearly basis. It really, really does. And I like this stock for what it's doing, but recently in the U.S., and this is something that U.S. investors were looking for, it got approved for the 180-day implantable device. And after that, the stock's price went down, which was bewildering to me because I was like, hey, this is what everybody was looking for, and the stock's price went down. So this is just more added information on the stock. We'll take a look at the graph on it and see what we think about that. Here's another stock. Energizer Holdings. This is ENR. This was given to me by Michael Anthony, and he wanted me to take a look at this. Energizer Holdings, Inc. announces a completion of a $300 million senior notes offering. What that normally means is that they can use the money from the offerings to to bolster up the company. And if I read here, the company will use the net proceeds from the sale of the notes to repay portions of indebtedness outstanding under its existing revolving credit facility and pay fees and expenses related to this offering. So it's going to do a couple of things. But the biggest thing I always like when I see stories about this is that they're putting the money back into the company. So it's helping to bring the debt down, which is good for the company. You always want to look at a company that's got low debt and shore up the company as well. So that's a good thing. We'll take a look at the stock as well. That was the only big news that I could find on the stock. You got to keep in mind, as I go through all of the stocks that you put in there, I got to find viable stories on it, but this was big enough for me to take a look at. Now, here's another one. This one was given by Innerg, I-N-N-E-R-G. He's been in my ear about this stock for the longest time. Vision Marine is an aggressive growth stock. What is Vision Marine? It's an electric boat. Just like we have electric cars, this is an electric boat. You scroll down a little bit, it's an aggressive stock. The strategist here at Zacks, this is a Zacks story, often asked all the time for an EV name that is under the radar. After moving to Florida, I have seen a huge ramp up in the boating industry and how the surge of boat traffic is causing more and more pollution. Ooh, pollution. That's not so good, right? The other week, I had a chance to speak to the CEO and chairman of Vision Marine Technologies, VMAR, at the Miami International Boat Show. Since my colleague lives close by, I met him there, blah, 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 blah. Vision Marine is looking to become the Tesla of the waterways. That's big. The Tesla of the waterways. So electric boats, if it's an electric boat, it's not putting out a lot of carbon monoxide, it's not putting out a lot of bad stuff. With its electric outboard motor, there are all kinds of benefits to an electric motor, and VMAR is leading the pack in this nascent industry. I always like to see a stock that's leading the pack. All right, so this is a stock, again, energy has been in my ear over and over on my social media about this. So I found some news to make sure that I can make a story out of it. And this is something that could be a really, really big thing. All right, so now the next stock, Palantir, that is a Glenn E. Tompkins Jr. stock. I am big on this stock. I still think that the stock is a great stock for what it does and just not yet coming into its own. Not yet. Palantir stock gets an upgrade, though. As analyst says, government business looks well positioned. Palantir is a company that takes data and crunches it up into useful information. Companies like the defense company, the Defense Department, the FBI, the CIA, intelligence agencies abroad around the world have been coming to Palantir to get that data. So you can take the data, you can get that information. They can take the data, especially from a perspective of like the CIA and FBI, can take a lot of chatter that's going on outside what's going on, and take that information and chatter and put it into useful information to see if there's a credible threat against the nation. That's the kind of information that Palantir does. It is an AI company. It's got 3 platforms. I invite you to go to their website. I think that this, I still think that this company right now, quite frankly, is ahead of its time. It really, really is, and it's just not getting the love that it needs to get. But I am still heavy on the stock. This was my own stock that I wanted to look at, and that's why we're looking at it. Now, Mullen. This was given to me by Joshua Sullivan. Mulligan, also looking at clean energy or EVs, Mullen Automotive named among the top penny stocks to buy in March, and it's an EV company. Mullen is an emerging EV manufacturer. Today announced that it recently published in a recently published article that Mullen, M-U-L-N, a top penny stock with enormous growth potential during the month of March. We're still in the month of March. Founded in 2010, finance website Insider Monkey uses a proprietary strategy to identify these stocks, blah, 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 blah. Mullen has tremendous long-term growth potential, and I'm glad to see it being recognized. Now, keep in mind, being recognized, people seeing it, people, if they look at the company, look at the stock, if it's attractive, more and more people get involved with it. So EV, I just recently did a video on EV that the high prices of gas could be having people thinking more about EVs or electric vehicles. So as mentioned in the article, our work is solid state EV battery development with over 600 miles of range. Ooh, who needs that? 600 miles of range alone with 120 technology patents in 24 countries are just a couple among many reasons why folks should have Mullen on their radar. 600 miles of range. The Lucid is doing 500 miles of range. The Tesla upper end car is doing about 4 and some change. Any vehicle that's getting in that 500 or 600 mile range, man, is something that's definitely keep your eyes on. Last company I have is actually INDO. This was given to me by David Benaderet. Hopefully I said that sounds very French. David Benaderet. Anyway, and if it ain't French, I just jacked the name up. But this gave me an added company, which is Imperial Petroleum, which is IMPP, versus Indonesia Energy. Which oil and gas stock is better? Well, we know that oil is on fire, right? Oil is rocking and rolling. How long does that last for? Well, we won't know until we know. But right now, it is on fire and you rock and roll with it. But there's two companies that have been out in the news right now that are making their way to the upper side of the echelon of stock price movement. And it compares the two of them. What do I have here? Hold on, scroll down a little bit. There it is. On February 3rd, Imperial Petroleum closed its upsides underwritten public offering at $9.6 million. So this is still a relatively new company. This is a relatively new company consisting of one common share and one Class A warrant purchase on one common share. The price stood at $1.25. Consequently, the gross proceeds of the offering are estimated to be about $12 million. The company plans to use recently raised funds for capital expenditures. That makes sense. On January 24th, though, Indonesia Energy announced it had closed the $5 million tranches with single institution investor. Ooh. The company placed senior convertible notes with a 6% original issue discount maturing 18 months with a fixed conversion of a $6 price per ordinary share. The company will use its proceeds to fund its previously announced oil well drilling program and general corporate purposes. So both of these got some money to put more into the company. Now I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. The bottom line. While Imperial Petroleum and Indonesia Energy Corporation should benefit from the higher oil and or gas prices, which we're going through right now, this story says, I believe Imperial Petroleum is a better investment at the current levels based on its relatively better financials, stronger liquidity position, and favorable institution sentiment. You'll see me do a lot of stories here that look at how many investors or institutions own a stock. And it looks like Imperial might be the better play. But INDO, again, was given to me as a way they wanted me to take a look at it. So now I got my listing of stocks, all right, and I'm going to sort this by VST. Interesting. That's our master indicator. I've got 7 stocks here based on those stories. Interesting. As I look at the VSTs, there's only one stock that's got a VST over 1. Now, I'm looking at the combination of value, safety, and timing. And the reason why the VST is over 1 is because the stock is in such a big uptrend. Stock is moving. All right. VMAR and all the other stocks below it all have VSTs below 1. The only other stock that's in an uptrend is VMAR. So 2 stocks out of the 7 are in uptrends. Now, let's go look at upside potential. The stock that's got the best upside potential is Mulligan Auto. Whoa. And it's $1.06. It is a low dollar EV stock. Interesting, with an upside potential to outperform a AAA corporate bond by 41% over the next 1 to 3 years. ENR, all right, took the notes to help to grow and bring down its indebtedness. It's got a relative value of 1.38. It should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 38% over the next 1 to 3 years. Let's look at the other stocks, though. All right, let's go look at INDO. Look at that. You know what I think about this stock? This stock is on fire. Yes, that was my Alicia Keys version of how good this stock is doing. This stock has been rocking and rolling. It's a hold recommendation with things that I don't like about it. It is a speculative play. It doesn't have really good upside potential. Why is it moving up so much? Because it is a petroleum stock that's rocking and rolling. It's got no good upside potential. It's got no safety. It is not in an uptrend, which it should be. It's got negative earnings and negative earnings growth rate. Palantir, the stock stock that I like. Notice that every one of these stocks is overvalued as well, with the exception of, ENR is undervalued. That's another plus for ENR as well. Palantir, though, way overvalued, no good upside potential, no safety. I still think that this stock is ahead of its time. Positive earnings, and look at that earnings growth rate, 37%, just like VMAR at 37%. And Mulligan has got an earnings growth rate of 46%. So there's some good and bad with the stocks that you gave me, and all I'm doing is pointing them out, the good, the bad, and sometimes even the ugly. What's the ugly? Some of these stocks are sell recommendations in the VectorVest software. So now, for the good, bad, and ugly, I got to go. All right. Anyway, so, I love to have some fun. And I'm looking at Indio today. Was up over 18%. The only other stock that was up today was Palantir, up 2%. And then senseonics is at the bottom of the list, overvalued, no fundamentals behind it, negative earnings, but they are growing their earnings at a clip of 23% a year. All right, so that's what I got for you. Now, let's take a look at the graphs. I'm going to highlight them all. All right, let's view the stock graph. Bring them up, put them on a 3-month graph, looking at the 3 and the 8, as I always do. So IMPP was the add-on. This is relatively new. Look at that. Big up, big down. It was rocking and rolling, pullback. Why? Because it's an oil stock. But even on the pullback, the stock has only moved between a hold and a buy recommendation. The 3 exponential moving average is still above the 8, down day to day. But the 3 is saying, the 3 above the 8 is telling you, just hold on, baby. Don't be scared. Hold on, Sloopy. Hold on. All right. What else? VMAR. Look at that run up with EVs going on right now. Look at the pullback, though. Where did it stop? It stopped at a good solid level of support, sitting at the price of about $6.15. Bouncing off of there, the 3 and 8 is still negative. I still wouldn't buy it right now. I like the upside potential on the stock overall based upon the news on the stock, trying to be the Tesla on the water. Right now, I wouldn't take it, but look at that. Bottom left, it's got a lot of volatility going on. RT is above 1, sloping off a little bit, and volume is all right. Next one, woof, ENR, good, googly, muggly. The news is the news, but man, this stock is not doing anything like what I would want it to do. This is just not pretty. It's not pretty, not at all. I'd be very careful. The news is one thing, but I'd be very careful with that. Has the stock bottomed? I wouldn't know that yet. How do you know when the stock bottoms? When it stops going down and it starts going back up. It's got to show me that first. The 3 and the 8 are still definitely bearish. Ooh, I'm not feeling that stock. All right. Next one, Mulligan. Now, a low dollar EV company and been going down. It at least right now is starting to level out a little bit, coming off of this session of the low, leveling out. The 3 and the 8 just middling. I'd be careful with it. Again, I like what it's got. Sometimes even the news, as good as it is, you still got to let the trade come to you. I'd let this trade come to me. If I'm going to think about buying this stock, let me tell you where I would think about it. I need the stock to go above about that $2 range. It'll break through the downtrend, start moving up. The stock's got good upside potential, at least to this level of the high. The 3-month high sitting at the value of about 666. Ooh, that's an icky number. Ooh. All right, but the stock got great upside once it can break through this most recent swing high. All right, so and I need that to happen with volume. I need to have that happen with volume. All right, INDO, just like IMPP, the stock is an oil stock that's rocking, but just like IMPP, the 3 and 8 are solid as the stock's prices pulled back. RT, and look, prior to all of this oil stuff, it was in the doldrums. It was just chilling. And then it woke up. You poked the sleeping bear, the sleeping giant, and it woke up. I still think that if oil keeps going the way it does, this is a stock that's got some upside potential. All right, and let's go to the next one, Palantir. This is my play. You know what I do like about it? I will give a little bit of something on it. Freehand line. What do I got here? I got higher lows. I got higher lows. Is that a positive sign? Possibly. It just got that upgrade, and we'll see if that works out for it. I still think that this stock is ahead of the time. I like the 3 and 8 just crossing today. Nice higher lows and the 3-8 just cross is a good combination right there. And last but not least, I've got senseonics with that new app. Is it enough to move it? Not sure. I'm really not sure. I still think that this stock's got some good upside. And again, I take it from a personal perspective of having diabetes. Right now, when I buy it, no. Where would I look at thinking about buying it as soon as you can get above this level of resistance of 209? All right, with that, folks, this video is over. Hopefully, this will be the first one of many to come. Again, if you want your stock to be a part of the viewer's choice stock video, you need to put in the comments in the videos that I put out what stock you want me to look at. And as long as I can make a story behind it, I will do more videos like this. So, folks, this video is over. Until the next time, see ya!